Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of Bible FIFA on FIFA 23. Here's a reminder of the team on screen, and here is what we came up against. Ter Stegen in goal, a decent defence, midfield and a solid enough attack. So it probably wasn't going to be the easiest game, but definitely winnable. And right at the beginning of the match, we play in, I think it was DePaul who forces a good save from the keeper, but from the resulting corner, Crouch, again with the lanky legs up in the air, scissor kick, goal. He's been doing that a lot for this team. So there's another one to the tally. I then pick up the ball, Llorente, chip it through to Crouch, and I do apologise in advance. This is really rude how much I've sweated that across the Cunha rather than just bearing it with Crouch. But anyways, it's a 2-0 lead within the first 10 minutes with Matheus Cunha, so it's off to an absolute dream start for the Bible FIFA lads. But then up the other end, a bit of shoddy defending from myself. Didn't cover the cutback, which I knew was coming. I just failed to deal with it for 2-1. And then into the second half, again, failed to deal with another cutback. And he puts the ball in the back of the net with El Nesri for a 2-2. However, I pick the ball up with Reece James. I play one of those 1-2 passes to get him to make a run, sling it over the top. I think that was with Bellingham. Run into the box. The defender panics, slides on the floor to try and block a shot that never came, and I bury it across goal with the left foot. And then again on the follow-up for a 3-2 lead. First Reece James goal of the series. You're now going to see a couple of David Button saves. Slightly unconvincing, but yet proving a 68 rated keeper can make some crucial saves in matches. Again with another one there. And as you'll see from the counter-attack off the back of that save, we go through with Crouch. I then do a bit of skill for a perfectly timed backheel through ball to Llorente, who slides it home for a 4-2 lead. So we're looking good at this point. I then have put in another clip of another David Button's heroic reflex save, proving that even though he's 68 rated in game, he can be a menace to get past. And then again, right at the death, I move Button and he makes a diving save low to his left-hand side to keep the score at 4-2, which was the full-time result. We get a win on the board. We had a few options also for the Bible passage, which we're going to head into now. Okay, so into the Bible passage, and we're going to go with a goal that we scored with Matheus Cunha in the 10th minute and turn to Matthew chapter 10 accordingly. And in this passage, it's when Jesus sends out his 12 disciples to go and do the same sort of things that Jesus was doing in order to bless the world and see God's kingdom come into the world. And I'm going to focus on verse 8, which goes like this. So this is what Jesus instructed them to do. He said, heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse lepers, and cast out demons. And basically, the disciples went on to do this, and they went on to pray for people to be healed, for the dead to be raised, and they continued the work which Jesus started. And there's a lot in the book of Acts that talks about the work that they did for him. Now, a lot of people in the world are very sceptical about these sort of things. You listening today might be thinking as I'm speaking, nah, that's a load of rubbish. Like, these are a load of fables, a load of stories. You know, Jesus said do these things, he claimed to do things, but they never actually happened. People just made it up, pretended these things happen, etc., etc. The problem with that is, you know, there's many, many unexplainable things that go on. You know, even today, I've been to Christian festivals where 300 people are healed every single year in miraculous ways. There are so many stories out there of things that you can't just blow off every single one of them as coincidence or made up or fake, because then you're just kidding yourself. You know, there's not thousands of examples out there of just complete made up rubbish. There's real truth to this, and yeah, I've witnessed many of these firsthand. There's a film called The Perfect Wave, I think, and it's based on a testimony of a man called Ian McCormack, who, basically, I won't ruin the whole story for you, but he basically died and miraculously came back to life. And there's so many of these stories out there. If you go on, YouTube now, you could find lots of them. And now, some of them might be a little bit dramatized. Some of them might be a bit fake, of course, but they're not all going to be completely fake. There is real miraculous stuff that's still happening today. And I really want to encourage you, don't just blow it all off as, oh, it's a load of rubbish, it can't be true, it's all made up, and just forget about it. Because if God is real, then of course these things are possible, right? If there is a God that is real, of course the dead can be raised, of course the sick can be healed, of course Jesus can raise from the dead and forgive the world from their sins. Of course these things are all possible if God is real, and obviously it all hinges on that question, but it's all possible if he's real. And you need to investigate it to find out Is he real or not? Don't just assume, oh, he can't be real, these things are made up. Spend some time thinking about it, because it's the most important question in the world to answer. If God's real, it changes everything. It gives you meaning and purpose in life. It means there's a saviour that died for you. It means there's a heaven guaranteed waiting for you at the end of this life. If you blow it all off as rubbish, then the verse later on in the passage goes on to say this: so everyone who acknowledges me before men, I will also acknowledge before my Father who's in heaven. This is Jesus speaking. But then he goes on to say, but whoever denies me before men will also deny me and before my Father who is in heaven. And if you bun off the Christian faith and Jesus and Christianity is a load of rubbish, then you're essentially against God, right? You're either for him or you're against him. You can't be in the middle, in a middle ground. It's one or the other. And I really want to encourage you today to at least spend some time looking into it. There's a thing called an Alpha course you can do that can help you investigate more about the Christian faith. Perhaps go and find a local church that's running one of those. Do some research online, go and read the Bible and find out for yourself, is this really true? Could this be true? There's a film called The Case for Christ, and there's also a book version which goes through the evidences for Jesus and the Christian faith, and actually makes you realise that the Christian faith is way more plausible than perhaps you think. And I just want to encourage you, please don't go through, if you're not a Christian watching this today, please don't go through life assuming it's all rubbish and all baloney, and then it gets to the end of your life and it's like, well, where am I going to go next? Like, death's knocking on the door. Like, what happens now? Like, don't leave it too late. There's a God that loves you, that cares about you, that died for you. All you have to do is put your faith in him and you'll be forgiven from your sins. There's a heaven waiting for you at the end of this life. There's a God that wants to help you in the struggles of day-to-day life. It's the most wonderful thing to find. And I'm grateful I found it for myself, and I've realised how real the Christian faith is, how you can have a living relationship with God, how there are these healings and miracles that go on in life today. There's a God that answers your prayers. There's a God that wants to help you, and you need to know him. Don't leave it too late. That's my encouragement really for today. I want to implore you to investigate this and to ask God, even a cheeky prayer: God, please help me to know you're real. If you're real, please help me to know. And you never know what he might do and how he might reveal himself to you. So that's my encouragement today. I hope that, it might have prompted some of you to perhaps investigate this further if you don't know God already. And I look forward to catching you on the next one.